So what makes a good methodology when we're writing it up? The first thing we need to remember is that we need to have 3 primary and 3 secondary techniques minimum, yeah? So we're talking about our primary and secondary. People kind of forget about some of those things. The first thing that we need to do for each of those methods is we need to describe how we would actually carry it out. So what are we going to do to collect that information? If it's a questionnaire, describe how you would collect the questions. If it's a land use, how are you going to actually go about doing your land use mapping? So description is really, really important. Now in that description, and these are key things that I want you to put in, I want you to be very clear about whether it is primary or secondary data. I want you to decide if it is quantitative or qualitative, and I want to see these key words in your descriptions because that will show that you've got a really good understanding. Yeah, so make sure you think of those. You might also want to explain, so describe and explain, so say what you're doing and exactly how you are going to do it. And remember, you're writing this for someone that doesn't know what you're doing, so you've got to make it really clear. Put the detail in it, spell it out to them, be explicit. You then want to talk about where you did it. Okay? I would recommend that actually you got maps of the area and you physically located on the map the places that you did it. But you also want to maybe describe that as well. So I did it on the beach, I did it by the pub, I did it in the car park, yeah? For each different method. Okay? So you've described it, you've explained it, you've located it, you've used geographical words like quantitative and qualitative. The next thing you need to do is you need to really clearly state which of the sub-questions it is going to help and how it's going to help answer that question. So you're going to say, this links to sub-question 1, which is, I intend to do this because it will help me to do this. And that links into your justification. Why are you doing that method? How will it help you to find the answer to the question? I also think it would be nice when you're on the fieldwork if you take some pictures of you actually carrying out the fieldwork, which you can later on put in with your methodology, possibly on your map locating it, saying, look, here is me doing the questionnaire, you can see my clipboard, here is me doing the land use mapping, here is me doing the SWOT analysis. Okay? Things that are really going to enhance your mark, as well as the geographical terminology, to think about your sampling size. How many people are you going to do? How many places are you going to do it? If you're going to ask a questionnaire, I suggest 20. If you're going to do SWOT analysis, do it in 5 different locations. If you're going to take photos, make sure you take a range of photos. Okay? And also what is useful is you think about your sampling technique. Was it random? Did you choose where you were going to do your sampling in advance, or did you just make it up on the day? Did you ask certain people and not other people? So think about your sampling technique as well. And if you do all those things, look at the mark scheme and follow the checklist, you should have a really good methodology.